Hello and welcome. This is episode 2 of our Gameplate channel's Let's Play Minecraft Hardcore, and we're just going to pick up back from where we left off. So in the last video I went over some Batman stuff, I went over some details on the video itself, and you got to see me load up in 2 pretty terrible seeds. I probably should have put those seeds up so that you never encounter what I just did, but alas, I didn't. So let's go ahead and get started and figure out what we're going to do. I think first, now that I have some food and there's a nice supply of cows around, I'm going to try to get some farms set up. So let's go over here. It is dark. I actually, I said I was going to try not to go out in the dark much, but I changed my mind. I think part of the fun of this game is fighting the monsters, and if I'm not out there fighting the monsters, at least some of the time, that can get kind of boring. So, this spider is going to come, and I'm going to take a string, and then I'm going to use it to fish, and it's going to be great. Oh, no string, just as ugly. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and start trying to find some seed. There's one. And let me know about how the video quality was working out for you. I'm, like I said before, I'm still not. Oh, cool clay. I'm not fantastic at video editing just yet, but I tried to level the audio some, but I noticed the brightness was still a little wonky, and that was why I wasn't gonna play in the dark. But I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm sure there's a way. Hello. I just need to figure it out. So that's what I'm gonna do, and hopefully these videos will be, at least informative enough for you that you can, I guess as I go along, I'll talk about challenges that I have had. I'm using After Effects, which is expensive software, but it's something that I got relatively cheap for being a student. Art was my minor. I did these classes to do all of graphic design and that sort of thing. It's just that it's been a while now, so I've been sitting on After Effects for a while, and really the whole creative suite. So I'm just gonna. See, I have 9. Let's try to get at least 10. But yeah, I mean, if I run into some issues with what I'm doing when I'm editing, I can kind of tell you about them and let you know what I'm doing. It always bugged me that the people that I enjoyed watching never really said what software they used to record or edit or anything like that, and it didn't make it hard to get started, but it made it more difficult than it could have been, I guess. If I just had someone telling me, oh, well, I use this software and all that, then maybe I wouldn't have had some of the challenges I had. So I do use the PlayClaw recording software, and right now I'm just using that for audio and video. Whenever me and Brando get together, we have it's a Skype MP3 recorder that we use, and it's actually really good. It'll separate all the audio channels out and everything. One second. The PlayClaw is pretty good, software. It's pretty fantastic, but I've had a lot of issues with it, and it was my, first it was my audio driver. My audio driver was just not having it. Anytime I tried to set up my audio, it would just get upset and would either stop responding or whatever. So this is it. It took a little bit to get it all set up, and now finally that I have it set up, I'm going to hopefully not have any more issues. But it it was funny. I kind of had everything all figured out and had it all set up, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get recording, and it's gonna be great. And we did a recording for Far Cry multiplayer, and it was, everything turned out good, and I was like, yes, finally, I finally got this all under control. Then a new update dropped, and I updated, and then it wouldn't load anything, and I was like, well, that doesn't seem right. But I fought with a little bit. I got it on, what did I do? Oh, I just restarted my computer. I did the standard turn it off and on again type thing, and it actually worked just fine. So maybe the issues with the software is more my fault than anyone else's, but just be warned that if this is something that you're gonna do, you definitely want to be careful about what software you use. Well, not careful. You just want to be aware that some software you use could be a little buggy and all that. But there a lot of the companies that do this, they're actively updating. So you should, if it's not working for you now, at some point it should be working for you. But if you're like me and you just wanted to go ahead and get started, you definitely can look at PlayClaw. Some people, people have their preferences. I do not like Bandicam. I do not like, what's the other one called? Whatever. There's another one that I didn't like. And PlayClaw actually works really well. If you don't know if you're going to want to use it permanently, you can download it and use it as much as you want. There'll just be watermarks and all of that on there. But if you decide that it's something you want to use, it's not that expensive. To get the watermark off the video, it's like $30 or something. And $30 is a lot of money, but I spend double that on a video game. So I figured if this is something I can reuse and something that I can do to basically increase my love of my hobby, then why not? I'll be fine. I won't eat a cheeseburger or something every other day or something like that. It might help me in the long run. So last video, I was talking about Batman, and I kind of fumbled through the story, and I decided that I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to just go over what happens in this. Well, not to that level of detail, because obviously I have issues telling a story. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just go over maybe some of the key points. And so I went over the Joker thing that happened. And so I decided for this one I was going to talk about the Star Wars book. So we're, I think we're only 2 issues at this point. The next issue hasn't came out just yet. But we are 2 issues in so far. And this book is really interesting because I'm not sure how long it's going to be able to maintain what it is. So the premise of the book is that it takes place between episodes 4 and 5. So it takes place between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. And we already know what happens. We already know what the end game is going to be. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to keep this up. How they're going to make it so that it stays interesting. Right now it's pretty interesting. Luke and Leia they don't know their brother and sister yet, which is still funny and kind of weird. I have bone meal. They are going out with Wedge. If you don't know who Wedge is, he's one of the heroes of the rebels. He's one of the best starfighter pilots that they have. So they've been going out with Wedge to look for new bases. At the end of A New Hope, the Yavin base was, the Death Star was coming to destroy it, so they knew what was going on. So it takes place. The whole premise so far is that every time they go to a place to try to, I guess, colonize it or make it their new base or whatever, they're almost instantly attacked by the Imperials, which means that there is a traitor among them. And so the whole point of the book is that Mon Mothma, I can't say her name. Mon Mothma has asked Leia to set up this secret group to basically go looking for these traitors, try to find who is the one that's leaking the information. And there's some side bits with Han Solo, but so far it hasn't really. It's just him doing a job for Mon Mothma and getting chased by Boba Fett, but it's not really turned into anything yet. So I'm really interested to see where that goes. But yeah, the art's really good. The likenesses aren't 1-to-1. Like Luke, you can't tell that it's Mark Hamill. But you know what? That's fine. I really don't care. As long as I know who Luke is within this universe, then I really don't care what he looks like. But yeah, it's great. If you like Star Wars, especially the original trilogy, maybe not so much the new stuff, I would definitely give it a shot. It's really good, and the creator, Brian Wood, is the artist, or is the writer. I can't remember the artist's name. I know it's someone that I've never read before, anything by him. But yeah, if you give it a shot, it's from Dark Horse, which, as many of you probably know, Marvel and Lucasfilm, I guess Lucas in general, meaning all of the Star Wars properties, all the Indiana Jones properties, they were all bought by Disney. Marvel was bought a long time ago. Avengers was the first movie to come out under the Disney tag, but it's interesting to see what they're doing with it. At this point, Dark Horse is the ones who's going to publish all the Star Wars and Lucas content, but that's not going to last for that's not going to be something that's going to last forever. So it's interesting to see how much they can put out before Marvel eventually, they're going to take over. So it's just a matter of when instead of if. I'm just going to put this up here. Yeah, there we go. Some saplings. Put those mushrooms in since I still need to find the red. So, I've kind of talked comics to death in the first 2 episodes. If you're not all that interested in comics, you're probably getting bored of me talking about them. So let me talk about some video games. I mean, that's what you're here for. That's what I love the most of anything. Let me just start by going over my favorite types of games. So to start that off, I will do something cheesy and say that I really honestly love all types of video games. Though I don't actively buy sports games or things like that, if someone's playing them and they want me to play, I will play and I will enjoy it, just as much as probably they do. And I might even be just as good, if they've played it a bunch, because my favorite thing about video games isn't I guess it's the systems. I really love coming across a new combat system, a new, fighting mechanic, and I really just love experiencing those new systems. That's why I've love video games so much. That's why I love this game so much. It's something that at the time it seems so simple. It's everyone has called it Legos. It's just Legos. You're in a world of like Legos, and to a degree that's true. That was definitely true in alpha. Now it's a little less true because you're finding you're crafting more now than you were before and all of that. But it's just something that I just love. And the types of games that I usually love more than any is kind of, it goes in phases. So right now my phase is I'm really hardcore back into strategy and RPG games. The games that I'm playing right now are Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS, which is really, really good. It's also really, really weird in some aspects. There's this whole marriage system that just gives some really odd and awkward dialogue. But there's that. There's also the fact that nobody has feet. I've seen that in quite a few places on the internet, and I'm right there with everybody. I do not understand where the feet went. But whatever. It's still a really fantastic game, and a lot of people are acting like if you don't play it on the original setting, I did that lag thing. I hate that. But if you aren't playing it on the original setting, where if they die they're gone for good, then you're not playing the game. But you know what? It doesn't matter. If you're not very good at strategy games and you don't want to accidentally lose someone that you've grown attached to or something like that, don't worry about it. Just play it on casual. If they die, they'll come back at the end of the fight, and all will be well, and whatever. That's how if that's how you want to play it, that's how you want to play it. Oh, that rain is loud. Let me turn that down for right now. Okay. Yeah, but that's one game I'm playing. I also have Omerta. That's the crime sim game. It's interesting. I don't think I've played it enough to make a real fair judgment. I like that. I like that it's sort of a sim game, but without the sim part. I thought that was kind of interesting. The city's already established, so while you can, at some points you can construct stuff, it's on plots that are already established, so that are already established to be construction plots. So I think that'll be interesting to see where it goes. The combat is kind of a tactical combat in a way. It's not as nuanced as something like XCOM or something, or even Fire Emblem or something like that. But it's okay. The other thing that I've been playing is Valkyria Chronicles 2. It's a PSP game that it's a sequel to the PS3 game, and it is also a strategy. It does strategy a little different. It's a little more unique in that you actually have to move your people around, and as they move, so you have this big map view, and as you move them around, you actually jump down into the character, and you've got your guns, you're getting shot at, so you have to move and maneuver so that A, you're protected, and B, you're able to attack the enemy. And there's all kinds of different classes and things like that, and it's also really good. So those are what I'm playing right now. I'm still not far enough into any of them really to make much of a observation other than that I really love the mechanics, and so I'm definitely going to keep with them. Yeah, I've made some progress. I think my next progress on this game is I'm going to try to get some iron so that I can get some armor and some shears and stuff like that, so I can go ahead and start making a bed and maybe get some more wood. I already have quite a bit. Get some more wood and make a little cozy cottage, a little shanty shack, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna cut out here for this video, but thank you very much for watching. As always, subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you have any suggestions for games that you would like for me to talk about, or for me to eventually do a let's play about, yeah, just let me know. If you want me to, if there's something you want me to keep to a minimum, maybe stop talking about comics, or maybe, you know, I'm not sure that I will do that, but I will at least read your comment and acknowledge that maybe I can cut back. I'm, you know, definitely not going to stop, but I can maybe not talk about the entire story of the Death in the Family storyline for Batman, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy your day.